Alright, here we are again. It's time for another draft. It's the pre-releases online are gone. We managed to go in our one pre-release draft. We went 2-1. Have a look at the. You can look at that draft in the. You can find the links in the video description or maybe on the screen. But we had a fairly good deck. We opened Colligan and had a very easy match one, match two, and perhaps because it was so easy, match three we made some critical errors and lost a game that I think was very winnable. But let's take a look at what we got here now. We have open up Arashin Foremost, which isn't sort of something that you go woohoo about, mainly because it doesn't pay back to draft, but it's a fine card. One white for a double strike 2/2 is already okay, and whenever it attacks, another target warrior gets double strike at the end of turn. So this really lends itself to a sort of black-white warrior build. Um, and if we take a look here, we might very easily wheel one or two warriors, because the next person wanting to take white is going to take the Kirin. The next best card here is probably Deathwind and Vulturous Aven. And so we're gonna go with the warrior and see if we can get there with that, because I think that's the best card by far here. We have this is decent, this is fine, and Vulturous Aven is fine. But if we just want to go with the strongest card, we have this, and we can hope to look at other warriors. Now, we're not committing to everything too seriously right now, but this definitely sets a direction that we can start looking into. Now, Enduring Scale Lord is just a 4/4 flyer, and it has this kind of marginal ability. One or more +1/+1 counter are placed on a creature you control. You may put a +1/+1 counter on Enduring Scale Lord. I'm not super happy about that pick. In fact, I might start, jumping into warriors already with the Hadam Silumgar here, and I think that might be the pick. We do have Silumgar Butcher, but that's a card that goes more into the exploit control type deck. We also have a looter. So this is actually a pretty interesting choice right here, because what we have now is we have an option to just pick up a nice big 6-drop to go into the bolster type deck. We can have a warrior to pick from, and then we have a looter, which would then put us into blue-white. And this is actually a pretty tough choice, and I'm going to go with the looter for now. We don't, as I said, have to go. By no means do we have to go into the warrior deck just because we first picked that. Now we have a 2-drop warrior, which is fine, especially if we can get that the Sandblast Mage to go into a nice 2-drop, 3-drop curve. This is would be a good card if we'd go into sort of like the non creature spells deck. As it is right now, I'm not too fancy, but this would be a great pickup later on if we manage to get there with our warrior builds. Now the question is here: do I take this now and then try to pick up small creatures to go with it, or do I try to pick up small creatures? Finally, we have the one of the Megamorph dragons, which I'm fairly unimpressed with. Well, let's see. I took the Lightwalker now, and I'm very, 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 very much inclined to just take the Bloodchin Rager here now, and try to go all out warrior, because that's a nice sign at this point. We have this guy who goes really well with the Lightwalker, but I feel like it's easier to pick up a Sandcrafter Mage later on than it is to pick up a Bludgeon Rager, because Bludgeon Rager is exactly what we'd hope to get if we want to get the warrior deck. Now, of course, you could say, oh man, you should have taken that Hand of Silumgar, and yeah, I mean, we'll see. It wasn't I don't think that's a big loss here, but picking the Bludgeon Rager definitely sets us on the course that we want to take now. And I feel like going forward, it's going to be easier for us to start hedging our picks now that we have that. Here we see that everything's kind of dried up. We do have a student of Ajutai that's good against us. We have an Ajutai monument that's fixing, which is not really what we're looking for if we want to have the warrior build. We have a 4/4 flying colorless, which is a completely decent card, but it's just very unimpressive in our deck. The Shambling Goblin is a 1-drop. I mean, if we want to try to go the really aggro deck and just get a bunch of people and maybe play Shrieks like that one opponent we had last time, that's an option. Now I'm wondering if Student of Ajutai is the sort of safest bet. It's between these four. All in all, I'm just not very happy at all about it. I'm actually thinking about picking up the Scion. I'll take the Shambling Goblin. Alright, here we're going to take the Kirin, which is a really solid card. Either just as a 2/1 flyer for 3, or then morphing it, getting a counter on it. It's definitely better than What's Up Draft. Ancestral Statue is playing out bad. Tactician we might pick up later on. This kind of fits our plan right now. I'm wondering, there might be that the sort of warrior deck is a bit... Well, there's a lot of black cards here. There might just have been weak packs in general, but we're happy with the Mischief Kirin. Here I can pick up a warrior. Better than the Tapper, which goes into a more control type deck. Well, actually, I mean, I could play a Tapper later on to force damage through. The Tomb Shell is a fine card in the sort of exploit control deck, but the warrior is definitely what we want here. You could have made a point for taking that +2/+1 sorcery. I'm picking Sandcrafter Mage over the Territorial Rock and over the Glaring Aegis. I would play this one of those probably if we can get enough flyers, but I think I like Sandcrafter Mage here the best. It has good synergy with Kirin, Foremost, Lightwalker, even Dromoka Warrior. So it's what we like to see here. We have another warrior coming in, picking it over the Evolving Wilds, and let's see how it goes here. We're not missing anything else here, so we could play Marshall. I don't think any deck wants Gate Smasher. Correct me if I'm wrong. Resupply at 6 mana is not what this deck is looking for. Marshall is not what this deck is looking for either, but at least we can play it, and it gives us some endgame reach, perhaps. I wonder if there's any... I mean, a Tomb Shell might be good depending on where this deck goes, but if black doesn't work out for us, we only have 2 black cards so far. The Ajutai Summons is the better card here. This is a warrior. And we'll take that because Grey Purge, sure. Alright, so right now we're committed. We're heavy white. We are not committed heavily to any other card yet, which means it leaves us pretty open to suggestions depending on how this pack's going to go. I mean, if we open something really sweet in the color, we can move in to almost any color combination with white. And Commune with Lava is not what we're looking for. So let's take a look here. We have Hand of Silumgar now. We have another Scribe. And we have Butcher. Now Butcher is going to be pretty good for us because we're going to have a lot of small creatures that might end up being a little bit useless later on. So, is this a warrior? No, it's just a skeleton. It's a skeleton nothing. The Meringue River Prowler turned into a Meringue River nothing. Well, skeleton, but a nothing skeleton is just a closet skeleton. Alright, well, this is a warrior. It's got death. It's cheaper. I mean, if we want to go down that route, I wonder if I just want to like get really see how far I can push this warrior business. I don't know. I don't know how this is. Silver butcher, it's a solid 3-2. We're going to have things to sack to it. Yeah, I'm picking up the butcher here now, and it was between this and the hand of Silmgar. The pain guy would be extremely good against us. Imp is a aggressive card, but not the greatest. This is just a 2-3 for 3 as well, but it could really wreak havoc against us. Enduring Victory is just removal, and I think it's the pick for us here. As Minister of Pain is going to be tough against us, but we can. I think that what we want more here is Enduring Victory. Might wheel the imp, pick that up then. Dragon Hunter, a 1-drop, a warrior. Get in there. I mean, yes, we're passing up the mythic uncommon here in Rakshasa Gravecaller, and this does hurt a little bit, but I can't pass the Dragon Hunter. 2 1-for-1 warrior, and we could even. I don't think anyone else will be playing this, and we just completely flood the board, and then we could actually consider playing this. But the Rakshasa Gravecaller is so good, though. Oh, this is tough. I mean, the value here is just insane. But the question, the question here is really, I mean, do I believe in this aggressive deck? Are we gonna get the parts to it, or do I have to start hedging and thinking, what about the longer game and so on? And then the Rakshasa Gravecaller will be a pick. But I'm gonna stick with my guns here now. Take the warrior, hope for the best. Silk Wrap, Skirmisher, Butcher's Glee. This is an interesting pick here, really, and I think it might be Butcher's Glee if we want to go with the really aggressive thing. Yes, Silk Wrap can take away their stuff and allow us to get through. However, I think the Butcher's Glee is much better in the aggressive deck. A 6-point life swing, take down one of their bigger guys, say one of our guys, and just imagine a 3+0 on a double striking guy, and it's that card can easily just win games. So we can hope to wheel Skirmisher. We won't see Silk Wrap again, but I think I'm going Butcher's Glee here, and hoping it will be worth it. Let's have a look. I mean, we have the other cards are just completely meh. Sarkhan's Rage, blah blah blah. There's a nice exploit going around now. We got the Great Teacher's Decree. That's fantastic. We needed this card to make our deck happen, and we got it. So, doing it. Reckless Imp is the only card for us here. Other good cards, and this is actually a good card. Notice that the activated ability goes for every creature, so it's quite powerful. But there's only one card in this pack for us, and that's the Reckless Imp, and we'll probably make it in. Evolving Wilds versus Territorial Rock. Territorial Rock is a defensive creature. It doesn't really do much on the offensive. I mean, sure, I can slap an Aegis on it and smash, but here I think I'll pick up the Evolving Wilds instead of that. Won't lose so much. And Defeat, that fits really well into our deck. Get rid of their early blockers. Some really problematic cards for us to deal with are the sort of low power, heavy toughness guys, and this is a great way to push through those. So that fits in very well. I'm thinking I'll take the Scribe. It's interesting to see that it's here. I'm not looking to play it anymore now. It's just taking it so someone else doesn't have it, because they should really have taken that by now. Carp and Tomb Shell are both tough for us to beat. Tomb Shell comes down a little later, so I'll take that. And I'm going to take a Faltering Shriek. I'm not sure I'll play this, but I mean, I've seen this card used to great effect, and I can might have it in the sideboard. I want to see how much we can develop a board, how many people we can get on the board. I mean, if I can, I don't know if I have. I won't get to it now at this point anymore because the next pack is Fate Reforged. But it it I mean I lost to the double Foul Tongue Shriek deck. I have to say though that after the first sort of surprise attack, what I really lost to was my own mistakes. And the Foul Tongue Shriek deck is seemed to be quite easy to play around. Um, and now I think I like effects like Great Teacher's Decree much more than that. So we'll see. But I'm kind of liking where we are right now. We're gonna need some help from the last Fate Reforged pack. But if we can pick up a few harsh sustenances um, and cards like that, you know, we're doing all right. Here we get an absolute nothing. We'll take away the big butt. I'm not too scared of Glint. Glint doesn't help them win combat, and my tricks don't target them very much. So Doom Shell, I'm picking that up. I'm not looking to play it at this point, but we'll see. Maybe Grave Perch has a home in our deck if we're looking to sort of trade a lot and early. And it cantrips, of course. Tormenting Voice. Alright, we'll see. As someone who usually plays very carefully, playing an aggressive deck is a challenge for me, but it also allows me to try to develop a more aggressive play style. Now, let's see here. First thing that comes to mind is Lightform, which might be the pick. Angler. Oh, this is tough actually. If we're looking to trade a lot and early, then Angler becomes like a 3-drop 5/5. Lightform, of course, is a 3-drop something flying lifelink. That's just good overall. This is a bit tough, but I'm actually thinking I'm leaning more towards the Angler here. Yeah. I don't know. This would be pretty darn good. No, I'm taking the Angler over the Lightform. I'm fairly convinced that's going to be good. Alright, what do we got here? Now, of course, we get another Angler, so I should have taken the... Should I just take another Angler? I mean, how many Dale cards do I want? I mean, 2 used to be the maximum. So what does this do? It's a Prowess guy. Return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Do I have any enchantment cards? I do not. So, never mind then. Do I have any room mark? Blah 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 blah. The room mark doesn't seem good in my deck here now. Okay, Angler's good. I just wish I'd taken that other card now. Sandblast versus Outcast. Now, in our deck, we're definitely taking the Outcast. Although I would love, absolutely love to pick up a Sandblast. Still looking for that harsh sustenance. Soul Summons, 2-drop, playable. I think Soul Summons beats out Abza and Room Mark. If the Room Mark comes back, I might play it. Warflare obviously would be in the red web, but here I think Soul Summons is the pick. Fills up our graveyard for Angler, puts out a 2/2. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And as you can see, definitely this is a 17 card deck. 17 land deck, and I would agree with you. Oh, here we go. Oh. It's got to be harsh sustenance, right? It won't come back, but on the other hand, gosh, this guy's so good. What are the chances the harsh sustenance comes back? It's very low. How many creatures do I have? 16. Oh, phooey. I mean, harsh sustenance is exactly what I like here. Uh, Target creature or player, yeah, definitely. This has so much versatility. Oh man, that was rough. I'm just yes, of course. The uh, there's a higher probability that harsh sustenance wheels than any of the two other good cards there, but it's better enough in my version. Is this a one-drop human warrior? Why, yes, it is. Welcome to the club. I don't even care what you do. You're a one-drop 2/1 warrior. You're in my deck, and it seems like you have some kind of ability, but a lot of times I'll just play you on turn 1 and be very happy. So, welcome to the club. We're already into cutting mode now. We're gonna cut one of the crappier. Oh no, we have exactly 23 now, and I guess I'd be running all of these. But I mean, with 17 creatures and a lot of low drops, I really start thinking I could see myself playing this. Oh, I don't know. I mean, what? I don't have. I need to. Yeah, it's a warrior, but I mean, even skirmishers. I mean, I don't know. Grave strength. Choose target creature. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each creature card in your graveyard. I've seen Grave Strength played once. It didn't seem great. A Hill Giant. Sure, why not? Let's take this away from someone. I guess I could put this in the sideboard. Sipsig Host. What's that even do? Else. Sure, let other people mill. I don't care. A Rune Mark. Okay. Pressure Point Wield. Might play that over something bad. Alright. I don't think I play the Skirmisher. Although, I mean, heck, if I really started cutting things out, I mean, we could cut the... No, not the Anglers. I could cut the Jamlim Gobelin. Possibly the Aven. Possibly the Pressure Point, although I like having that in there. I mean, how good is this Foremost now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What in Grave Strength came back. I mean, is that... It would feed the Angler, but I don't think that's something I want to main deck. Alright. Okay. So, cutting one card. The greed in me would almost say, you know what, go for cutting go for 16 lands, but that's not gonna happen. We're playing 17 lands. What's the champion guy? Oh, it's an error. It's a... okay, so we have an aura. I mean, putting that aura on any of our guys, I'm almost thinking the aura is better than the skirmisher. The irony is that the aura would be really good on the skirmisher. So, at least these two stay in, that's for sure. I could see cutting the pressure point. This is just a 3/3, but I mean it can dash in. You can really, it's a warrior, so if I have the... Let's see, does this have to attack? Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks. So it might, having an aura in the deck would make that would make it easier for that card to attack. Oh, what to cut here? A lot is speaking for cutting the Aven Skirmisher, but on the other hand, played on turn 1, it's going to come in a lot of time, get in a lot of times. But it is very weak. Now let's say I want to play the Rune Mark. Where'd it go? Went here, shouldn't go there. Is it Imp that I want to cut? Or do I mean, Imp would also be good with Absent Rune Marker. Less so because it doesn't benefit from the Vigilance. Let me see here. What is the cut? The straightforward, very easy cut is cutting Pressure Point and Skirmisher. This is just a cantrip. It can tap a decisive creature, but would I like to take something else instead of it? You could say that this is fairly unimpressive. Gets better with pants, of course, like everything does. I could side out this against a removal heavy, bounce heavy deck, put in Pressure Point instead. Or I could side in the Rune Mark against a deck without well, maybe a green-white type thing. This is yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I could see a point of taking out one of the Anglers or then the Alicia's Vanguard. I could take out one Angler. 2 Delve cards in this. I mean, I'm hoping to win fast enough so that I don't have so much stuff in my graveyard. I could do that instead. If there's tough enchantments, I can put in Absent Advantage. We can further speed up the deck by putting Aven Skirmisher back in. If they sort of gum up the ground, one of these bad 1 or 2 drops could come out. They're not. None of them are particularly bad, but. And what with so many white cards, so few black cards. 11-6. 11-5 maybe. Although I wouldn't like to have this one down, but I have, of course, 6 cards, 6 black cards. Just want to make sure I can get my 1-drops played. Yeah. Let's take a look here still. I mean, what about the Shriek? Let's say about 5 guys out. Attack. This could be sided in against a slower. If I see that the sort of board tends to stall, if I get and I have trouble getting the last few points in, this could be the way. Of course, a negates that just literally. Another question is Grave Purge better than Pressure Point? I think no, because I don't have very many high value targets in my grave, and I'm looking to delve away the grave. The Rune Mark here, just +2/+2 without effect. No, that's not what I'm looking to have. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So we actually need to 3-0 this draft to avoid losing very much value, because we just opened stone cold nothing when it comes to value. So we're gonna have to try to 3-0 this draft to before you guys start donating to the to the channel, we have to hold our own. I mean, we have a good amount of tickets and stuff now to start off. We have kind of been able to secure a good amount of starting tickets, but in the long run, we want to make sure we can keep doing these videos and having fun and playing Magic Online. And one option is getting enough fans to start getting donation. The other option is to play well and win and open up value cards. And since we failed to open up value cards, then the remaining option here now is to play well and win, build a good deck and win. And I think that this is as good as this deck is gonna get. It's not as consistent as a lot of decks I like to play, and it's gonna challenge my playing style in being more aggressive than I'm used to. But I think this is gonna be good practice. See if how viable this is. I don't think we got all of the engines that we could have gotten. We got one sustenance, we got one decree, and we have a Photon Shriek in the sideboard. We can see how this ends up working out. But let's see what Magic Online. The Magic Online says 10-6, and you know what? This time I agree. Submit, and I'll see you guys in round 1.